Plaintiff Dylan Plaintiff met the defendant in college, and they are both female impersonators. Dylan claims he and the defendant moved in together, and he's suing because he claims the defendant's cat ruined his dress. Defendant Lakari Fontenot claims while living together, Dylan had so many men coming and going that Lakari thought he was running a brothel. Lakari insists his cat did not damage Dylan's dress.
Start with you.
Okay, well, me and Lakari, we met in college. We decided to move in together recently in November. We met in 2012. That's when I started college. We've been friends ever since through a mutual friend we met, and then we've been friends ever since. I actually do the art of female impersonation. I don't like to call that here, but I call it drag, so I'm probably going to refer to that as...
Straight folks can't call it drag queens, though, can you?
Totally. It's definitely...
Okay, I thought it was insulting. Just like black folks can say stuff to each other that non-black folks can't say.
Correct.
Women can say stuff to each other that men can't say.
You're right.
Just so we know, every community has something they can say to each other, but you can't. So just clarifying that issue, y'all call each other in. Y'all call each other. Yeah, that's us. Don't you make that mistake. That's what I want to make sure. It's all right for me, even though I'm not an impersonator. I can say drag.
Yes, exactly.
I ain't gonna take no chance. I ain't messing with y'all. This is a setup. This is a setup. No, sir. All right. So when did you all move in together?
We moved in together last November.
Okay. Is he also a female impersonator entertainer?
I guess we can call what he does drag.
Okay.
What I do is drag. What I do is drag.
But you're not on his level? Is
Correct.
That why
You're right about that.
Okay.
I'm glad you caught up real quick with the storyline.
Sir?
My drag is funnier, so, you know, he might be the pretty one, but I'm the funny one. I get all the laughs, but I expect that, you know, if you're going to dress up as Aunt Jemima and drag, you might as well be laughed at,
And I
right?
have pictures, too, if you
Yeah,
would
I
like
don't want to
see your pictures and then see yours.
This is.
Let's see who's who and what's what here.
This is you? Yes, and that's him.
Let's see who is the most grand of them all.
This is the plaintiff. This is the defendant.
Now, who is this?
That's me. My stage name is Santana Pilar Andrews.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, where are yours, sir?
Here.
Now, how do you get the breasts? Because you don't have
It's
them.
almost like a necklace, but it has breast attached to it.
Okay. That's interesting. Very interesting. Now, you really do a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You do a good job. Good job.
Thanks.
Let me look at his. Oh, please. You need to go somewhere and sit down.
That's a hoot. I figured that.
Having fun with you, sir.
Of course.
This is an interesting look.
Well, they say a picture's 1,000 words. There's about 5 million words right there for you to see it.
You tell me what you want me to know, sir, about your friendship and about your profession. Anything else before we get to the dress he's suing for?
You know, I moved out of our apartment in February of this year because Dylan is just really difficult to live with. He's got men coming in and out of our apartment like you would swear he's running a brothel or something. It's a turnstile, constantly rotating men in and out.
How often? I mean, if he's a single man, that's...
Oh, no, I would probably say about 2 to 3 men a night.
No, get out of here. I don't believe that.
And the walls are
misusing the
super
word.
thin. Are you going to let me talk? Can I finish?
No.
The walls are super thin in our apartment, and I can hear all that. And it's like he's leaving all of his drag, man clothes everywhere. It's like, you know, I didn't move into our apartment to pick up after a child. If that's the case, I would have had a child myself. You know, washing dishes, taking out trash. It's like...
Would you mention these things to him? And if so, what would he say?
I mentioned it to him, but he just brushed it off like it was nothing.
All right, let's hear about what happened with the dress. Why are you suing him for $500?
Well, I was attending a Mardi Gras ball that I was going to be attending at the end of January, and I had a dress that I was going to wear for the ball. And I had it out, like, you know, ready to go. I was going to be wearing it that week, so I had it out about a week before. And then whenever I come home about midweek, I just, like, smell this peculiar smell, like, horrible smell. And I'm sniffing around, and he actually has a cat, and it smelled like urine. So I'm looking. I look at my dress on the floor with this huge wet spot on it. His cat urinated all over the dress. And I've sent it to the cleaners twice, and the smell is still there. There's still a dark spot. So obviously, I couldn't wear the dress for the event that I had planned. I had to get something else, and the dress is ruined. We talked about it. He said he reimbursed me for the dress, and then he ended up moving out and not reimbursing me at all.
Sir?
Well, for that dress, I bought his shoes for that dress, and those shoes were $80. And so he actually never gave me the $80 for those shoes back.
Those ugly shoes.
So I would appreciate my $80 back. And honestly, my cat doesn't do that, so I don't know who.
Your cat doesn't pee?
Doesn't pee on clothes.
On clothes.
On clothes. My cat is better trained than that. You know, my cat will go in his litter box. So, you know, honestly, it could have been any of his men that he had in and out of our apartment who peed on that dress. I don't know what he's into behind those closed doors.
You don't know what he's into.
I have no idea what he's into behind those closed doors.
Okay, but his cat also ruins his own stuff. And I actually have a picture of some stuff that his cat has ruined of his.
Let's see it, please. Maybe it wasn't his cat.
Well, maybe I don't know what he's into,
right?
Your
No,
Honor.
I'm saying maybe it wasn't his cat here in his room, like he tried to imply about you. These
Your
are
Honor,
scratches,
Your Honor,
obviously.
yes.
Sir, does your cat do the scratching?
He did that scratching about 6 years ago when I first got him.
All right, and when he approached you, did you tell him you don't believe your cat did it?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. Did you look at the dress?
I have, Your Honor. I have looked at the dress.
And in your opinion, your cat would not have done that, or it's unlikely, or may have done it? It's very unlikely, Your Honor, that my cat did that. Like Has your
I said,
cat ever peed outside of the litter box? Period.
No.
Never.
Never.
So I guess it's the first time for everything then.
Even the first week or two that you had the cat, or he came or she came already trained?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. The cat came from my father, who litter box trained all of his cats.
If that photo was a scratch and sniff right now, you'd be able to smell how hideous that dress smells now.
Well, after seeing evidence in which you admit the destructive ways of your cat, albeit 6 years ago, so if he's not trained to avoid destroying the property, I'm not convinced he or she is trained to urinate only in the box. And you have the burden that you must prove it, because he gave me preliminary evidence to convince me that it may have happened. You have not overcome that presumptive evidence that he provided me. Therefore, judgment for the plaintiff, $500 is your judgment. Have a good day.
You skinny white.
Bye, sis. I'm just glad that I got the money reimbursed for my dress. It's unfortunate that our friendship ended this way, but hopefully maybe we can reconcile now that this is all over.
Yeah, I sold my $80 back for those ugly shoes that I bought him. You know, they were bought, and I want my money back for those $80 shoes.